everyone, Lyman Montgomery here, president and founder of Focus Driven Lifestyle Coaching. I am here on location in Tampa, Florida. Gail, your event today was awesome. I mean, you had people crying, they were showing you mad love, and when I travel around the country, one of the things that inspires me is knowing people's journey. What was your journey? Did you just wake up one day and say, hey, I think I want to start a company? Or was it a transition?
Yeah, it's definitely a transition. It took a few years to make that transition, but it really propelled in the last 3 months. My journey started about 4 years ago when I decided to leave my corporate job. Now, I was making good money then, you know, climbing up the ladder. And then I realized, you know, I wasn't happy. I wasn't living my purpose. I think it's so important for people to really find out what they're really gifted at and what they're called to do and put a plan together to take on that journey.
Wow. When you said that you were making good money, but you weren't happy. Now, there's a lot of people out there. You might find yourself in that situation where you're saying, you know what? I know there's something deeper on the inside of me. I have a call, and I think I should be doing more. But to be honest, the check. I got to pay my bills.
Yes.
So what do you say to that person that's on the fence? They're right where you're at. They hate their job. They're getting migraines, whatever it might be. But they feel as if they cannot leave. What would you say to that person?
Yes. So a couple of things that I would advise here. So drawing out the situation doesn't help you get better. So you have to take action. You have to prioritize you in any situation. So rather than say and use money as a limitation, try to create a new possibility how you can find that money.
Wow.
So there be several ways, right? You can borrow money. You can start saving money. So in my first initial stages, that's what I started to do. I knew I needed a breakout. So I was saving my bonus money for a while so I can get something to establish myself. And then I was looking at credit cards, trying to increase my limits so you can have some sort of financial backing, financial support.
Okay.
Because one of the things that people do fear is taking that risk because, like you said, what if you fall down? What if you run out of money? What if money becomes the limitation and the Achilles heel, the thing that holds us back from progressing forward? So if you find ways to eliminate that stronghold on you, on your life, then you can move forward.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I was sitting here thinking as you were talking about money as a limitation. And one of the things that I was thinking about is people always saying, but it takes a lot of money to get started in business.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Oh, yes, tremendously. And one of the things that I've been learning along the way in this journey, like I said, my journey really ramped up in the last 4 months. And money is the thing, you know, because startup costs for businesses and entrepreneurs is a lot. But how do you stomach that, right? So I really believe, and it was a total set shift, because we're all programmed that we're supposed to, you know, pay down debt, not spend, hold everything in. But that holding everything in also holds us back, right? So I had to recreate a new mindset in my mind to realize the same corporations that I was working for all this time also borrow money. They leverage. It's called leverage. It's a positive thing. So you have to build business credit. You have to spend money to make money. All these things are true. A lot of millionaires do the same thing. It's just the power of leverage.
Wow. I'm wondering if that's something that a lot of us have not been taught. You know, we think that I have to go out there, I have to somehow or another come up with 50,000, 100,000, but they really don't have a plan, right? And you talk about leveraging your money. You talk about business credit. And I know that a lot of people don't know that when you create the right structure, and I think you have 2 companies. Tell us a little bit about those 2 companies.
Sure. So my first company, LightShift360, and that's the one that housed the Renewal360Encounter today. It's an LLC. And I used the company to help me structure this. Because yes, one, you can, initially, you can use the companies like LegalZoom to help you get that, you know, online. But I really wanted to structure my businesses to have the right asset protection, because I know that I really wanted to take this thing on a big level.
Yes.
So it was really important to me to structure those correctly and have them be helpful to each other. So I do have the corporation as well as.
And the reason that I mention that is listen to what she's talking about. Structure, and now I want to transition to systems. Because it's very hard and almost impossible for many people to create a system outside of a structure. And so talk a little bit about your system, the Impact 360 leadership system that you created within the structure of LightShift 360.
Sure, yes. So one of the components of LightShift 360, LightShift 360 will do several things, right? We put on events, we do coaching, we do trainings, online digital products. So within that context, we have this system called Impact 360 Leadership System. And within that system, I outlined my 5 steps to success. And those 5 steps to success were developed during that period when I left corporate America and then moved from that stage of life to launching my business.
Wow, very powerful, very powerful. So just to recap what she's saying here is, number one, you have to have a plan, right?
Yes.
And you have to know what's the right season for you to exit or to execute that plan. You see, the problem with a lot of people is they get upset with their boss. They decide, I'm not going in today. Today is my last day. I got something in my eye. What's in your eye? I can't see myself working for you. And they leave. And then 30 days later, like, oh, wait, bills are due.
Yeah.
But they don't have the right structure to support the system because they left out of season.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
You also, now think about this. Not only did you create 2 companies, but you also wrote 2 books. So tell us about that. You've been busy.
I've been fairly busy. So one of the things, like you said, so some people think that because you leave your job and then you go and start your own company that, well, yes, you're your own boss. Yes, you have more freedoms, but it's a lot of work to really launch a company. It takes a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication, a lot of focus, and a lot of structure.
Yes.
To really stay committed also. And you have to like empower yourself constantly. So I am highly driven, which was a good thing from before. I think the many years, I think our paths along the way help us to get from one point to another in life. So I used the skill set that I developed in corporate America, as well as my innate strengths, to help me have the capability, the dedication, and the commitment to move forward. So these books are very personal to me. And what I do in the 5,000 Smiles to Happiness
Love
book,
the title. So how did that come about? I was going to ask you about that.
Yes.
5,000 smiles to happiness.
Yes. So it's a play on words. It's a play on this long journey traveling around the world. And most of the stories come from Peru, for Central America and South America. So Peru being South America. But my journey is a journey from darkness at my corporate American job to finding life, finding energy, finding smiles again. And that journey can be very long, can be very far, but it's about staying empowered to find it and then go after it. So one of the parts of my systems is talk about expanding your reach and really going out there and doing things that get you out of your comfort zone so that you can find joy and find happiness. And then finding joy and finding the happiness comes in by serving others.
Now, not only did you write the 5,000 Smile, I love the picture with the little kids on it, by the way, especially the one that's kind of like, yeah, you got to watch him, right? But you also wrote a companion book of sort that deals with travel. I believe it was 9 tips for travel, right?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that book.
Yes. So I've been to 16 countries and 4 continents, sorry. And throughout that journey, I realized that I needed some sort of like travel tips to prepare me while on my journeys. So these tips are things that you wouldn't normally find in your everyday, like you wouldn't be thinking about this in a regular basis.
Right.
So I talk about how to handle your money and make it be safe while you're traveling, places to stay, and how to find like hostels and places to stay that are not necessarily 5-star hotels. So this journey is really about expanding your cultural awareness and doing things that are not the traditional norm.
Great.
So I do share some tips about that.
Yeah, and you know, one of the tips that was enlightening to me, and that's where I was talking about, you know, I go through airports all the time, and one of the things she talked about is even having a plan for getting through the airport.
Right.
Who does that? Gail does.
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit. That was so funny reading that. You actually have a mapped out plan when you travel internationally?
So yeah, so that helps me a lot. So I don't know if you already guys know, you've probably heard of TSA PreCheck, and there's also Clear out there. TSA PreCheck is a little bit more reasonable than Clear. You do have to register for it. It's about 2 years that you get to keep it. I think it's like $85. But what it does, it bumps you to like a shorter line in the airports. So for people who travel a lot and don't have the patience to stay in a really long line, it's one of those ways where, you know, you give a little bit more information to the government, but they do a background check on you to see if you were safe for flight risk, a risk to flight. And what it does is you don't have to take everything off when you go through the airport. You don't have to take your belt off, you don't have to take your shoes off, you don't have to take your laptop out. So imagine how much time is saved by doing that.
Yes.
But then because a lot of people don't pay the extra dollars or they're not aware of it, the lines are actually shorter. Mm-hmm. So it gets you through the security check a little bit faster.
Right. The one other thing that, and this was just in our conversations, that I learned from Gail in our conversations, is that you were telling me sometimes it's better to pay a little extra to move you to the front of the line.
Oh, absolutely.
Rather than, I think it's called a premium seating or something like that.
Yes, I do that all the time.
Because again, it's about time.
It's about time.
You know, you're what's that, G, and everybody else going before you.
Right.
So when you get on a plane, you can't even find a place to put your luggage. And just paying sometimes a little extra $10, $15, $20 or more to have that first in line premium access.
Sure. Yeah, and it comes down to really how you value money and time.
Yes.
Right? And comfort. So before, like early on in my life, I was like, well, I'm not going to pay $20 for this.
Priority board, that's what it's called. Yes.
Yeah, you know, like, shoot, I can wait. But when I started doing it, here's what I realized. When you're on that plane first, you can sit, you can calm down, you can relax. Your bag is on there first. You don't have to worry about it not making the plane and having to put it in the underneath department. But it becomes a stress reliever. So there's something to be said about paying for that $20 to have that peace of mind so that you're in a better presence, a better moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Final question. How can people connect with you?
Absolutely.
I mean, all this great information. I mean, just to recap, you know, she talked about making sure that you have a plan so you don't leave out of season. She talked about making sure that you have a system that works within a structure so you're not just loosey-goosey out there winging it, but you really have a true business. And because you have the right structure, you can leverage that structure to go after business credit. You also talked about when people travel, it's important to know those shortcuts.
Yes.
You know, TSA, priority boarding. I never thought about that. I'm frustrated standing in line because I allowed someone else to dictate when I board, rather than paying the extra 20, whatever it is.
Yes.
Now the only way I travel is front of the plane, and it is amazing.
Congratulations.
And so how can people connect with you, Gail?
Yes, I love to connect with you. You can reach me on my Facebook page at Gail M. Carter. I look forward to seeing you on there and connect soon.
Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give a virtual wave, a high five, an applause to our guest, Gail M. Carter of LightShift360. Gail, I'm telling you, from my heart, from all of the people that follow me around the world, this has been an incredible interview. And one other question, I just got to ask you this, is your parents must be so proud of you. Your family must be so proud of you right now, right?
Yes.
You rocked it.
I'm so happy. Yes. It's been a lifelong dream. So, you know, really doing what you love and taking ownership of that. I was able to hear my mom this morning.
Oh,
so
wow.
She wished me so well. And, you know, it's important because sometimes family doesn't really support you along the way. And it's about being able to share this journey with them. My mom called me. She said, just be relaxed, share your message. My sister and my sister-in-law came today. So it was really good to have them here and be very supportive. So,
yeah, it was incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, you definitely need to connect with Gail M. Carter. Have her at your events. I'm telling you, it will revolutionize your elevation in life because truly she is a living testament that it is possible.
Yes, definitely
Gail,
possible.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you, Lyman, This was a great interview.
And remember, my friends, stay focused.